The Angels of Anaheim keep rolling along. The postseason is in their sights, and with last night's walk-off win, the Halos have won 6 straight and seem to be clicking at the right time. Mike Trout and Albert Pujols are arguably the best 1-2 punch in the majors, and they anchor a lineup that has all the firepower to make some noise in October. Tonight, Chris Bassitt gets the start for the Athletics. He will look to slow down the Red Hot Angels and solidify himself in the rotation for 2016. It's Game 2. A's Angels next. Another beautiful night for baseball in Southern California. We're at Angels Stadium of Anaheim. Angels trying to win their 7th consecutive game. It is Game 2 of the 3-game series. It's the A's and the Angels coming up on CSN California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Chris Bassitt tonight makes his 12th start of the year. And Ray, I think he's done enough to certainly put himself in position to possibly be in the rotation next year. The record's not great, but he's pitched pretty well.
Run support has not been the thing that he has received all season, yet he has pitched very well. Very good fastball, good curveball. I think Bob Melvin said it best. With his curve and with a fastball, and like you said, Kuip, he has shown that he can pitch in a rotation. He can pitch out of the bullpen. He can do so many things, but I think the A's have factored him in to be one of the starters. Stays healthy, had a little shoulder problem, missed about a month. Second start since coming back from that issue, but he's pitching well. Those 2 pitches will make him a good pitcher.
Albert Pujols hit his 38th home run of the year last year. He's tough against everybody, and same thing with the A's. He's got 5 home runs against the A's this year.
It is unbelievable. This man is healthy, and what he has done, there's Kendall Graveman giving one up, and he just seems, when he makes contact, the ball jumps off his bat. We saw it last night. You're seeing some shots here. He has done a tremendous job. Luke Gregerson there with the now Houston Astros, and the Crawford boxes over the boxes, but he's just such a tremendous athlete. The most important thing, keep him healthy. 38th home run last night, and there it was. That would tie the game at 4. That was also his 90th run batted in. Think of this, 14 of 15 season with at least 90 runs driven in. So that says a lot about King Albert.
All right, so coming into tonight's game, the Angels are 2 games back of the first-place Rangers with 6 to play, so they indeed have a whole lot to play for. He's trying to play spoiler. Game 2 of the series is coming up next. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we return to Anaheim.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the home-style Ranch Chicken Club today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Another nice night for baseball here at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Barry Zito bringing the lineup card out tonight. He will start the game tomorrow for the Athletics, so we'll look forward to seeing how Barry does against these red-hot Angels. Let's look at the weather. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's 79 degrees at first pitch. Just a very light breeze. So as usual, a warm day in Southern California and a very comfortable evening. So Nick Tropiano, the starting pitcher for the Angels, just now starting his warm-up tosses. Let's check out the lineup tonight for the Oakland Athletics. Billy Burns will lead off in center. Marcus Semien will bat second and play shortstop. Then Reddick's in right. Valencia's at third. Stephen Vogt, a night off last night. He's back in there tonight. Billy Butler will DH. Brett Laurie plays second base. Max Muncy is at first. And Jake Smolinski will bat ninth and play left field.
And then call him a spot starter, and that's what Nick Tropiano has done throughout this season, his 7th start. And he had one of those starts against the Athletics back on April the 23rd, a game that C.J. Wilson was supposed to start. I think the A's would have preferred to face Mr. Wilson because Tropiano gave up nothing, although he scattered 5 hits, 6 innings. But that was the game Jesse Chavez gave up just 1 earned run, a 2-run home run to Cole Calhoun. A's lost the game by a score of 2-0. So Tropiano just kind of pitcher who is his normal type, just fastball, curve, slider, and changeup. Has a split also.
Defensively for the Angels, Murphy's in left, Trout is in center, Calhoun is in right, and then Freese at third, Ibar short, Giovitella at second, Crone at first, and Carlos Perez is behind the plate tonight. So we're set for baseball. And the Angels have won 6 in a row. They've won 9 out of 11, and they will be scoreboard watching tonight, as they are a half game behind the Angels for the second wild card spot, and they are 2 games behind the Rangers in the division. Trip Gibson is calling balls and strikes tonight, and the first pitch of the game is lofted foul. So Burns, Semien, and Reddick here in the first.
I've asked Billy Burns about, I think in this case, Freese at third base playing so shallow. He said, I look at him and just kind of laughs. Can't you come in a little bit closer?
Just a little bit. Hits that one to Giovitella, who scoops it and throws one away. And that'll bring up Marcus Semien. So the Angels are 82 and 74. The A's come in 65 and 92. A's are scuffling. They've lost 8 out of their last 9. So with 5 games left, 2 here in Anaheim, and then the 3 games set in Seattle over the weekend. A's on the road are 31 and 45. Good breaking ball in there for a strike to Semien, hitting .257 with 14 home runs and 43 RBIs.
That breaking pitch is kind of in between a curveball and a slider, like a swerve. A fastball gets the high strike from Tripp.
So that's where we're at. You see the West, Astros a game and a half back, Angels 2 back, and then the wild card. So Semien chased that breaking ball well out of the strike zone for out in the 2. So you can see why this game and tomorrow's game extremely big for the Angels, as they're chasing the Rangers and the Astros in the division, and just a half game out of a wild card spot. So the last 6 days of this season are going to be huge. The Astros in Seattle tonight for game 2 of that series. They're just about set to get underway. It'll be Fiers and Nuno. Houston won last night 3-2. And the Rangers leading the Tigers 7-6 in the 5th inning in Arlington. A wild game there. So those are the games that we will keep a close eye on.
And Josh Reddick back in the lineup tonight. Last night he was a pinch hitter, came up with a base hit. It's his dad's birthday. Kenny, he said he'd probably be watching back in Georgia.
So happy birthday to the father of Josh Reddick, Kevin.
Right field, Calhoun back and off the very top of the wall. Reddick hustling for 2, and he is safe. Calhoun got a nice bounce off the top of the wall, and he's got a terrific arm. And it was a close play, but Reddick has a double.
And he was running for 2 all the way, knowing that maybe some top spin was going to keep the ball in the park. And I thought, just as we wished his dad a happy birthday, he'd hit a home run for him. Came close off the top of the wall. But if you're not running hard on a ball like this and thinking 2, you're going to be thrown out. And he was almost thrown out anyway. But watch as he slides, keeps his hand on the bag as Ibar trying to hold the tag. 11th assist last night for Calhoun, playing right field. The throw, if it's on the bag, probably got him, but excellent slide, and even better for Reddick. Maybe enough pine tar on his glove to hang onto the bag.
First pitch to Valencia, breaking ball, catches the outside corner.
And again, as a hitter, you know if there's enough that you could trot. He did not think he had hit it well enough to get it in the seats, and had to hustle for 2. He does it and gets into scoring position in the first inning.
0-2 to Valencia. Looks like Valencia lately, Ray, pulling off just a little bit.
And pitchers keep pitching him away too. So by pulling off instead of taking some shots to right field, especially if they're pitching him away. He got hit on the elbow over the weekend, and I don't know if thinking about that, but pitches away like that, no chance.
So Valencia swings and misses. Reddick's double, and he is stranded at second. No score after a half an inning. Their lineup starts with Ibar, then Calhoun, followed by Trout and Pujols. Murphy hits 5th, Crone 6th, Freese 7th, Perez 8th, and Giovatelli bats 9th.
Chris Bassett to start for the Athletics, and this being Tuesday, may or may not get another start, but tonight, second start, taking about a month off. He has had 1 appearance against the Angels early in the season out of the bullpen, and he pitched well, retiring 6 batters that he faced. So good fastball, good curveball from the A's right-hander, and trying to get some run support and finish this season perhaps on a positive note.
Defensively, the A's have Smolinski in left, Burns in center, Reddick in right. Valencia, Simeon, Laurie, and Muncy around the infield with Stephen Vogt, your catcher. So Bassett worked his way past that strained shoulder and trying to bounce back after his last start. Got knocked around a little bit by the Rangers in Oakland last Thursday. He faces Eric Ibar, Cole Calhoun, and Mike Trout. First pitch to the switch hitting Ibar is slapped foul.
It's good to see Stephen Vogt back behind the plate. Caught the 3 over the weekend against the Giants. Last night he was off and back in the game tonight. His thrill was catching Barry Zito on Saturday, although it was a short time. Brian Anderson, a good job last night, especially blocking balls in the dirt.
Quick go to Ibar.
One of the things that we noticed last night, and he's still with the ball club, Steve Scarsoni, the manager of the AAA Nashville team. And what's interesting for him is that he had a lot of these players who are with the A's now. So he's able to talk to some of the coaches about the players who are down there. And he talked about Brian Anderson, that did a very good job of blocking balls in the dirt. And there's Steve with Brian Anderson next to him.
Scarsoni also talked very highly of Barry Zito.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Said he was a big help.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Steve said he learned from Barry.
Sure.
You know, that here's a guy who pitched 14 years Major League Baseball, and so he had him and helped him a lot.
Just fouled on the first baseline.
There's that short wall down the right field line, and that has been a bit of a problem, it seems, for the Angels. They had the Astros beat them with a Jen Lowry pinch hit home run right down the line and just over that short fence. But you see the 350, it's very deep, but that's going out. But down the line, it's not as deep, and that's where Jen Lowry hit the ball to help the Astros. Scored 5 in the 9th inning. The game of the A's were in Arlington, Texas. And
Bassett kicks in the 1-2 pitch to Eric Ibar. Foul back. Well, if the Angels, and there's still a whole week of baseball, if the Angels were to miss the postseason, obviously if they were to miss, it wouldn't be up by a whole lot. No. They would probably look back at that game because there was 2 outs and nobody on base.
Right. That's a great point.
And a swing and a miss as Ibar chased the ball moving away from him.
Well, the Angels have lost 74, and that being one of them, as this fastball running away from Ibar. Good fastball from Bassett. He has a good one that he could elevate in the mid-90s, upper 90s with the fastball. This one, great tailing action going away from the switch hitter. But you those 74 games, you're going to look back on some games. There's your fastball, predominantly the fastball pitcher that he is, and slider and curveball, and then the changeup he will throw. Cap, I think those numbers, and especially seeing the fastball, why he likes pitching out of the bullpen. Very versatile pitcher, but A's are probably looking at him more as a starter. That was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Calhoun was 0 for 4 last night with a couple of strikeouts, so the A's kept the dangerous Cole Calhoun quiet. And now it's 2-0. Calhoun last year playing regularly, 17 home runs, 58 RBIs in 127 games. So he's taken it up to the next level this year with 24 homers and 80 RBIs. He wasn't a regular player at the beginning of the year, but kind of settled in. Won the starting job a couple months into the season last year, and he's in the everyday right fielder. Strike called, 3-1.
I think it's a compliment when your manager can call you a high intense player. Johnny Giovatello kind of the same, but they do things that maybe unexpectedly, but they bring a high level of energy, and you need that on a team, especially over the course of 162 games.
I would say Calhoun has that.
Yep. Yes, he does.
He's hit in every spot in the lineup, 1 through 6 this year. Today's sitting in the second spot. 2 pitch. Grounded to Valencia, who's playing the shortstop spot with the shift on. Calhoun is retired. So that'll bring up Mike Trout. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and Trout steps in. He was 0 for 3 last night. He walked.
One thing Mike Trout can do, if he does not hit and goes over, probably makes up for it in the outfield with his play, because he can play some defense. He probably already has won the Gold Glove several times this year. He's shocked with some of the plays that he has made that he does not win it. Conscious efforts of playing a little bit more shallow this season, and that's why some of the plays he's making now, robbing hitters of home runs, have been more remarkable because how quickly he's gotten back.
That one is ripped into the left field corner. So Smolinski picks it up, gets it back in, and it's a 2-out double for Trout. Double number 30 on the year for Trout.
But he does not miss much, and that went straight. Fastball and very quick swing, stroke, and an easy double for him. .30 home run, or 30 doubles, 40 home runs with a few games remaining. Sitting on 86 runs batted in.
So Pujols steps in. Breaking ball is just a touch outside. Pujols, the home run last night, is 38th of the year. 558 in his career. Not too shabby. Rory trying to keep Trout close at second base. Another breaking ball, and it's 2-0.
I think the A's might be figuring that let David Murphy beat them. Murphy's hitting behind Albert Pujols, back-to-back curveballs, and last night Albert swung on a 3-0, hit it back to the pitcher DeBront. But first base is open. You have a hitter who throughout his career has thrived in these opportunities. DeBront last night gave up a solo home run to him to tie the game. The A's are taking a 4-3 lead. A lot of excitement. One pitch out to Mike Trout, and then this. Tie game. Albert Williams got out, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah. He's hit enough to know. Two-one pitch toward right field, and that's going to fall, and that's going to go to the wall. Trout will score. Pujols digging for second, and Pujols has an RBI double, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. For RBI number 91 for Pujols.
Well, sometimes you take what you're given, and he went out of the strike zone again. Stephen Vogt wanted the fastball down. It was up, and Albert Pujols to the opposite field. And when you're a run producer, these things happen. And I don't know. We're talking about 3 and 4, and then David Murphy. Nothing against him. He had the game winner hit last night, but he's not Albert Pujols.
Murphy hits it hard into left field, a base hit. Pujols will come around to score. So it's 2-0. 3 consecutive hits for the Angels.
Do you think he's going to pull a 95-mile-an-hour fastball?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Shortstop was completely vacated. 3 to the right side, and fastball away, just like he did last night. Back-to-back swings. And this was, look where the shortstop, look at this. That is a routine ground ball to the shortstop, but with a shift, David Murphy's there. And, well, I think against certain hitters, a good fastball, he's not going to attempt it, cannot pull a 96, 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
So now Crone hits. 2-0 Angels here in the first. Cron 271. He's got 16 home runs and 49 RBIs. So Bassett got the first 2 outs. Having trouble getting that third out here in the first inning. Inside corner. That one is a strike. 2-1. So that run right there for Trout was run number 100. 4th straight season he has done that. And a half swing fouled into the second level. Angels last night 5 runs on 7 hits. They had a couple of doubles and a home run, couple of doubles here in the first inning tonight. An emergency swing right into the A's dugout. Had some folks diving for cover in there. Mike Andretti's okay. So 24 pitches here in the first inning for Bassett. Vogt sets up inside, and that one is looped toward the shortstop. Simeon side retired. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Angels. We're on to the second. It's the Angels 2 and the A's nothing. It's in theaters in October. October will be here before you know it. October 1st is Thursday. Stephen Vogt steps in to lead off the second inning. Vogt, Butler, and Laurie for the A's. Early deficit for the Athletics. Rangers still leading the Tigers 7-6. That game in the top of the seventh inning. Houston got a run in the top of the first. They lead the Mariners 1-0. A's will head to Seattle after the game tomorrow. A 4 o'clock start tomorrow here in Anaheim, so kind of a odd start time. Curveball, strike 3 called, and that's strikeout number 3 already for Tropiano.
April 23rd, a spot start that Tropiano made against Jesse Chavez in the Athletics at afternoon, and he pitched perfectly. 6 innings, 97 pitches. A's in the game were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And it was an error that allowed Calhoun to come up. Fastball missed inside. 2-run home run. 2-0 was the game. Tropiano was the victor. And he's been in that role, but pretty good spot starter to have to step in for pitchers who might be a little bit sore or injured. As is 6 innings of 5-hit baseball, a walk and 5 strikeouts and 97 pitches. His first start of this campaign. Must have been his 7th, so 1st and 7th against the Athletics.
That was his Angels debut. Came over in a trade from the Astros in the offseason. Angels got Tropiano and the young catcher Carlos Perez for Hank Conger.
Yeah.
And Conger's done a decent job, but the Angels probably happy with that trade. I think they feel like Perez could be their catcher of the future.
Yeah.
Butler swings and misses. Strikeout number 4.
Another breaking pitch similar to what Stephen Vogt got from the left side. This ball just had the bottom drop out of it. Stephen Vogt. And now Billy Butler. So back-to-back strikeouts. Matter of fact, 3 in a row following the double by Reddick.
Fastball, curve, changeup.
Change is a split finger changeup that some pitchers will use, just spreading the index and middle finger to widen a little bit to throw a changeup, and of course 2 and 4 seam fastball.
And Tropiano works pretty quickly. Got in on the hands a little bit of Laurie as he skies it toward left. Murphy's there. And a quick inning for Tropiano. He's got a couple of strikeouts in the inning. Bottom of the second coming up. 2-0 Angels. 2-0 Angels lead, bottom of the second inning. So Bassett threw 25 pitches in that first inning. He'll try to get that pitch count under control just a little bit.
I'll try to get the third out quickly. That's
right.
It
all goes hand in hand.
It eluded him first inning. Maybe just went 3 innings. It was against the Rangers in last start. Of course, that was coming off a month of inactivity. But Stephen Vogt talked about wanting to get behind the plate, catch after taking a shot 3 weeks ago. Yeah, same for Chris Bassett, for himself to know that he's healthy. Stephen Vogt, 4th game that he has caught since returning.
One and one to Freese, hitting .257. 13 home runs, 53 RBIs. The Mariners answered in the bottom of the first in Seattle with a 2 spot. So Seattle 2, Houston 1 in the second inning. Bassett running that pitch inside to Freese. Would you say Bassett is effectively wild?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the concerns when the A's got him, that his control was going to be an issue, but I think sometimes it works to his benefit.
3-1 pitches outside. So leadoff walk, and here's our Geico quote of the game. It has to do with Bob Melvin speaking about Barry Zito in the start tomorrow. Bob said, quote, I asked him if he was up for it. He was very up for it. Pretty motivated guy. I think he couldn't care less about how many pitches he's thrown. He's just eager to get another start. So you throw rest and pitch count out the window with a guy like him. And you know what? Knowing Barry, his performance on Saturday probably bugs him.
Yeah.
And he wants to, if it is the last start for him, and that's, we don't know that, but probably wants to do a better job.
Well, you think tomorrow, and of course, they're reporting it's his last start. Last Saturday was his last start, and tomorrow would be his last start. Yeah. So, but no, I'm not surprised he jumped at it. He went short in the game on Saturday, did not throw a lot of pitches, and remember, he was out of baseball basically after the AAA season, about 8-9 days. It was over, and so to regroup, get the pitch count up to where he could pitch in the rotation, it's pretty impressive.
First pitch is outside to Carlos Perez, the catcher. So we hope he does a good job tomorrow.
And really, nobody's going to take the mound more motivated tomorrow than Barry Zito. Of course, the manager is always motivated, but Barry also knows that it's an important game to try to beat the Angels and stop their progression.
Angels 6 in a row. They've won in 9 out of 11. That pitch misses, and now it's 2-0. They've had a terrific month of September, 17-8, tied for the best in the American League after a brutal August. They started the year, they were 11-11 in April, had a decent month of May, winning 16 games. They were 14-13 in June, 14-10 in July, so they were fine, but August set them back a little bit, so they really needed this big month of September, and they're getting it. 8 games over 500 coming into today.
Think of the 11 years Albert Pujols played with the Cardinals and how much they won there, and he's brought that same desire to the Angels, signing a 10-year contract to do the same thing here. Got to keep the same red shoes that he wore in St. Louis. Right. But leader on this club between Albert Pujols, Eric Aybar, very good, standing next to him. And there's Mike Trout, tremendous player. Jared Weaver behind him, and briefly last night about Matt Latos signing.
That's right.
With the
Latos Perez strikes out, so strikeout number 2 for Bassett.
Good movement on this fastball, and especially the location kept the ball down, and Perez with a sinker down and in. Swung over it, no contact made. Yeah, they think the Angels just desperate to get good arms. They don't care. And I thought it was interesting that Latos struggled. It's Matt Latos, and signed by the Angels. But the one good game he had against the Angels, Mike Scioscia was impressed. And even though he struggled with the Dodgers, said against the Angels he pitched well. So we'll take him.
I think that was his only good start for the Dodgers.
Exactly.
He really did not pitch very well.
Exactly right. But he would not be eligible for postseason, getting him this late. But the Angels right now concerned about getting to the postseason. Latos is a healthy arm, I guess you could say, and it's something the Angels right now are lacking with a few starters and relievers. I'm a little bit surprised, though. We have come in here last year as in the crowds, 31,000 plus last night. Well, that's not a bad crowd, but they're going to make $3 million again, but they would have to do it today and tomorrow and get about 60,000, I think, which they're going to do that easily.
See if the A's can turn the double play, and they will. Nicely done. 4-6-3. Giovatelli is out on the double play, and we're through 2-0 Angels.
Races in true HD quality on MLB.com Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widgets, and more. Visit MLB.tv today. Eat the grub.
Yep.
Oh. I think I'll go watch a baseball game, and as a sidebar, we'll have some good food to eat.
Yep. That usually goes hand in hand.
Maybe the food eating is probably before a game. What's the outcome? Who cares? We got some good food. Got a chance to test all the good food.
Muncy, Smolinski, and Burns here in the third. Tropiano's got 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Just check that attendance for you, Ray, just to verify. It looks like they need about 56,000 combined tonight and tomorrow, so they will get that, but you're right, it'll be close.
Yeah, well, 31 last night, and if they did that tonight and tomorrow, they would be just about 10 over the 3 million, which, again, since Artie Moreno purchased the club, they've been 3 million or above every year that he's owned the club. But surprised to see the empty seats tonight as well as last night, and it's go back in session. It's just a little strange to see so many empty seats.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner to Muncy. 5 strikeouts.
Well, the breaking ball in. Perez actually looked like a two-seamer. Maybe the changeup coming back. Throws a 2 and 4-seam fastball, but that looked like more of kind of a screwball changeup.
This is the way he looked in April.
That's right.
He was rocking and firing in April.
And it took the Cole Calhoun 2-run home run in that game to give them 2 runs, and 2 runs in the first inning in this game. And maybe his 7 spot starts is trying to say, well, maybe I belong more than just a spot starter. Maybe that will be something in the future for him, instead of the way he pitches.
Let's think too, if you're pitching tonight, Tuesday night,
yeah.
Now who knows what's going to happen, but you'd be lined up to pitch Sunday. And that is when the Angels, they're going to Texas for 4 games. There's a pretty good chance Sunday's going to mean something.
Now Matt Shoemaker was supposed to pitch. He's spot starting for him, so they may give Shoemaker some extra time. And from that standpoint, look at Sunday, if it's meaningful or not, or they need a pitcher for the play-in game. That's what you have to think about too, because a week from tonight, the play-in game of the wild card is going to be played. And so we'll see how those teams take it down the stretch.
And no surprise, Cole Hamels started tonight for the Rangers, so he would be lined up to pitch the final game of the regular season if needed. What a play by Freese. Fires across the diamond. Got him. Heck of a play by the third baseman, David Freese. Took the double away from Smolinski.
Well, the ball hooking away from Freese, but maybe a little bit maligned as a third baseman, a much better hitter, but this defensive play, a good one. Last night he tried to make the short hop, could not. This time, though, got the hop, went down to his knee, got up quickly, and a strong throw. Smolinski could run. Just barely got it.
So 2 away for Burns.
That's an excellent play. You go down to your knees and you slide, and you have to get up quickly because you know the speed of the hitter. And plus, it's a long throw across the diamond.
Corner infielders in for Burns, who grounded out to second in the first inning. Burns continued to lead All-American League rookies in hits and also stolen bases. Second in runs scored. For the year, Burns has 150 hits, 18 doubles, 9 triples, 5 home runs, and 26 steals. That's not too shabby.
For a rookie? That's great.
And he's playing in his 122nd game. And learning something new every day, probably.
Yeah. Well, he really is like a sponge, you know. Talking to the outfielders and coaches and hitting coach, Ty Waller, the outfield coach, and just trying to learn as much as he can on a daily basis.
Checked his swing, and they said he went around. So Burns goes around. A couple more strikeouts for Tropiano, and the A's do not score in the top of the third. NCAA Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. 2-0 Angels lead, bottom of the third. And it's the top of the order for Chris Bassett to face. Off speed is outside to Ibar. Ibar struck out in his first at bat. Rain did some damage on the schedule today. The Blue Jays and the Orioles were rained out in Baltimore. Of course, Toronto had a chance to clinch the division today, but they'll have to wait till tomorrow now. So rain in Baltimore, and they will play a regular doubleheader tomorrow, and that's the Blue Jays and the Orioles. See, the Twins and the Indians rained out in Cleveland. They will play a regular doubleheader tomorrow. Twins just a game and a half behind the Astros for that second wild card. And the Cardinals and the Pirates, that big series in the National League Central, their game was rained out. They will play a day-night doubleheader tomorrow in Pittsburgh, with the Cardinals leading the Pirates by 4 games in the Central. So the Jays, the Cardinals, both had a chance to clinch the division, but they'll have to wait. Dodgers can clinch tonight with the win over the Giants in San Francisco. So we're getting close. And really, the wild card in the AL in the West, the only thing still to be determined. Valencia backhands, picks it up, throws quickly to first, and they get Ibar.
And the Yankees lost big in Boston.
They did.
Are actually in New York against the Red Sox. That's a little surprising. You know, some said, of course, their pitching is banged up too.
It was banged up tonight.
Yes, it was. But you know, you have to think they had a pretty good lead on the wild card, the #1 wild card spot, which means they would host the wild card play-in game.
Yankees watched the Red Sox score 6 times in the first inning tonight at Yankee Stadium, and then the Yankees answered back with 4, but they didn't score again, and 10-4 was the final.
But you have to wonder, Joe Girardi, who is their excellent manager, would they, of course, Blue Jays so close to winning the division, would they kind of arrange their pitching staff to make sure whomever they think could win the play-in game that they would more likely host, make sure that he's going to be available. They don't have to play for the division since
exactly.
they're going to be out of it. And
yeah, they're 5.5 out now, so I mean that's basically done. But you're right. If you could win like one more game and get your wild card lead to 4.5, well then you'd be okay, and you could probably do that.
So last year, I think we talked about Garrett Cole ended up pitching. They were trying to win the division, the Pirates, and ended up using him, their best pitcher in that Sunday game, and not
controversial.
Available. Yeah.
It's controversial if you lose the wild card.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you're the wild card, the #1 wild card team, you'd just rather, like, I don't want to have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But at least it's starting to look very much in the National League like it'll be the Cubs at Pittsburgh for that wild card, but it's not completely for sure yet. It is very much headed in that direction. So whether you like the 1-game wild card or not, the Cubs at Pittsburgh with Arrieta pitching would be pretty fun to watch.
And they have lined him up, and even John Lester, their big offseason signing, said he deserves it. And 21-game winner, and he's got, line him up perfectly to pitch a 1-game play-in on his normal turn in the rotation. What a remarkable season for Jake Arrieta. And really for Joe Madden, the manager, first-year manager of the Cubs, and I'm sure he's had a lot to say about a lot of things happening in Chicago and the North Side.
Good fastball there from Bassett. Calhoun could not catch up with it. 3 strikeouts for Bassett.
Well, Bassett, as we have seen, with a good fastball, and it's the elevated fastball, which is difficult to catch up. He's got good movement running away from the left-handers. And there are times that pitchers say, okay, this is just my year to not have runs scored for me.
Yeah, it does happen too.
It might be. So Jesse Chavez, and now you're seeing with Chris Bassett.
Trout doubled and scored in the first. First inning, the Angels had 3 consecutive 2-out hits, and that got them their 2 runs. 0-2 to Trout.
Good curveball. This is usually a pretty good area for Trout to make contact with the uppercut swing and go down and get a pretty good curveball.
Trout's numbers this year across the board: 165 hits, 30 doubles, 5 triples, 40 home runs. He's walked 87 times. He's scored 100 runs. And he's scattered all over the American League leaderboard. And Valencia, bare hand throw, and a nice play by Danny Valencia to get the very fast Mike Trout. Good inning for Bassett. We're headed to the 4th, 2-0 Angels. By Evergood Sausage Company, get grillin'. Lots of goodies in the team store. There's a couple of big team stores here at Angels Ballpark. Lots of red.
And ever since Artie Moreno purchased the ball club, he made sure that everybody could afford those items. Lowered the prices on everything.
So 1-1 to count. Simeon, Reddick, and Valencia here in the top of the 4th against Nick Tropiano, the young right-hander who's been good so far. He's got 6 strikeouts. So 1-2. Don Baylor, the hitting coach for the Angels. We got a great note about Don Baylor from our stat man, Brian. What's his nickname? The Wizard?
The Wizard of Los Angeles.
All right, so here it is. You ready? Don Baylor and Anthony Rizzo from the Chicago Cubs, very fine young first baseman. They are the only two members of this 30-30 club. 30 homers and 30 hit by pitches in the same season. 30 times getting hit by a pitch.
Well, Don Baylor had the record till Craig Biggio broke it.
Yeah.
I remember, I think we might have been in town when Biggio established the new record, and Don Baylor, I mean, you talk about taking one for the team.
Definitely, whether you like it or not.
Fastball outside corner, and Chip Gibson liked it. I think Marcus Semien thought it was a strike also.
So 7 strikeouts for Tropiano.
But I still, for a guy got to hit as many times as Don Baylor did, I'll never forget his statement. Hit me as much as you want, but don't throw at my head, because that's going to upset me. And he can get hit as many times, a lot, but not up, shoulders, and above.
0-1 to Reddick, who doubled in the first. Only hit for the A's tonight.
Donnie was with the A's also. Spent some time, came over from Baltimore with the A's and those running athletics.
Well, wasn't he traded for Reggie Jackson?
I'd say that's
right.
I'd say that's
when Reggie went to the Orioles for 1 year.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah,
that's right. And Reggie came
He's
here
at 76.
Yeah.
And another strikeout as Reddick swings over top.
Fans, you can join Jose Canseco, Dave Henderson, and other former A's players for the 2016 Oakland Athletics Fantasy Camp held from January the 15th to 21st at the A's new spring training facility in Mesa, Arizona. Get out of the stands and onto the field. Create lasting memories with former A's greats. For more details, go to hendersonbaseball.com, or you can call 509-993-7338.
So here's Valencia. Want to know the count to Valencia? He struck out in the first.
So I always got a note for you there, Coach.
That's great. We got the wizard behind us who every note he gives us is accurate, and now JR is going to try to follow it up.
JR's hurriedly going on his iPad trying to pull up some information.
Trying to stay with Brian, which is not happening.
I mean, there's only one wizard in this booth.
If he's good enough for Vin Scully, he's good enough for us. 3-1 the count to Valencia. And just a little bit low and a 2-out walk. That's the first walk issued by Tropiano, and that also breaks a stretch of 9 consecutive hitters he had retired since that Reddick double in the first inning. So Vogt will hit. Vogt struck out looking in the second. Grounds it right side. Giovatelli ranges to his left, and that'll do it for the A's. So a walk, nothing else. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It'll be Pujols, Murphy, and Cron. 2-0 Angels. It's brought to you by Hyundai. And it's tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. We'll have highlights from this game. The Raiders are getting ready for the Bears. And don't forget about Sharks preseason hockey. Ahmed Freed and Dave Feldman will host. Angels 2, A's nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. Albert Pujols stands in and he takes a strike. Pujols, an RBI double in the first. He hit one down the right field line. Breaking ball, and he swings and misses.
That's the teasing breaking ball, the one that starts in the middle of the plate and breaks away from the right-hander. And Albert Pujols took a high fastball, hit it down the right field line. His first at bat, staying the breaking ball so far in this one.
You see that 0-2 breaking ball. That's where you'd like to see it.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Bounce it. Back came up and knocked the mask. Stephen Vogt popped it. I mean, Vogt will find a way to get hit. That works. I think he'd take that foul ball off his mask first and foremost.
What a play. Laurie gets up, throw to first, and it's not quite in time. Heck of a play by Laurie, and he got up quickly. Made a good throw to first, but Pujols beat it out.
Well, there's the shift, and Brett Laurie had to go far to his left. A dive on the grass, got up. And Albert Pujols either stumbled a little bit. The breaking ball past Bassett. What a great play by Laurie, but it just shows Albert Pujols busting it down the line. And the bounce, which is good, almost intentional, making sure that he got enough on the throw to bounce it far enough out in front of Muncy.
There's Murphy who takes outside. So hit number 4 for the Angels. Murphy had a base hit to left center field and knocked in a run in the first. That one catches the outside corner.
Well, get it going, and they jump to the bag. That's always dangerous when he puts all his weight landing on the bag the way he did. It seemed to be okay.
And Pujols runs, and he's got a stolen base, standing up, not even a throw. And that may be the loudest cheer we've heard from the crowd tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
So stolen base number 5.
And all Bassett had to do is look at it. And they would have gotten him. And Bassett got off the mound in case it's going to be a throw. Well, you'd been thrown to third to cut him off.
Muncy has it a fair ball, and he thought about going to third, and then he steps on the bag, but productive out for Murphy to get Pujols over to third.
Well, the
So
same
the
guy.
stolen base looms large.
That's right. Last night, Murphy the ball to left field for game winner. Tonight, ball to left field for a base hit. And in this at bat, make sure he gets out in front and pulls the ball. Muncy. Well, it looked like Muncy was going to throw before he tagged the bag. Albert running hard to first, knowing that there was a possibility of trying to get him a third. Now the infield has to come in.
Way outside to Cron. Rangers leading the Tigers 7-6. That game in the top of the 9th. So Rangers 3 outs away from a win. Infield in for the A's. Breaking ball 2-0. Mariners leading the Astros 2-1, top of the 4th.
Here's a situation that the A's have put themselves in many times where the runner at third and infield comes in. The hitter gets pitched carefully. They end up walking him. Infield moves back, set up for a possible double play. And let's see how Cron, who has been a very hot hitter for the Angels, see if he gets anything to hit in this at bat. Yep.
And that one was hittable, and it's hit foul down the right field line. .63 pitches for Bassett. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's walked 1. Rolled foul. So Vogt wanted it inside, and Bassett got it down in. Bassett needs a strikeout. David Freese is the on-deck hitter. And he got it. He went with a breaking ball. Crone chased. And that is out number 2.
But you're right about the curveball. That's thrown perfectly by Chris Bassett. And he's got the sharp bite to it. 12-6. It ends up down out of the strike zone. But that is an excellent curveball. Good block by Stephen Vogt. And the put out. Throw to first base. Ibar last night came down the line on a similar play. Pujols started, but he has nothing close to the speed of Ibar. And a daring base running, so that's a big out. Infield can move back now.
Freese walked in the 2nd inning. That curve spins inside. David Freese will be a free agent at the end of this year, so it'll be interesting to see if he and the Angels stay together. So 1-1 the count. That one way inside on the fastball. Freese is 32 years old. But a pretty good player when healthy. Had some big years with the Cardinals. Up the middle, and he's got a base hit, and that is a huge hit. 2-out single that knocks home Pujols. 3-0 Angels. One of the things a team does when they're hot, Ray, is get 2-out hits. We've seen it tonight from the Angels.
Well, and Albert Pujols stealing second, uncontested, and then the hanging breaking ball in the middle of the plate. And unlike the one he struck out Crone, bounced the ball, this one stayed up, and just a single up the middle. That's all Freese was looking for. He will hit occasionally a home run, but he will come through with the big hits, and that's what the Angels were looking for.
So Freese gets his 54th RBI of the year, and it's a big one. And here's Carlos Perez. Well, when Albert Pujols steals you a base without a throw, and it leads to a run, you know you're going good.
Yeah.
And the Angels are. Drive down the right field line, but well into the seats. So Bassett ahead, 1-2. And that one hit the shallow left, and it'll fall for a hit. Another breaking ball. And Perez way out ahead of the pitch, but is able to drop it into left. So 3 hits in the inning.
Kurt comes Kurt. Yeah, he's going to take a walk out, but The curveball, and again, if you can throw the ball and get it into the dirt, but now all of a sudden they're hanging a little bit too much and maybe just not following through to be able to get the curveball down and trust the catcher to block it, as Stephen Vogt has.
So the meeting ends. So with 2 on, 2 out, a run in, here's Giovitella. Giovitella hit into a 4-6-3 double play to end the second inning. Giovitella was 1 for 3 last night. It was an RBI double. He had 1 hit. He also scored a run. And he hits that one fair down the third baseline. Freeze will score, and they're going to hold Perez at third. Giovitella just rolled it right down the line, just inside the bag, and it's 4-0.
Well, you have to wonder if Valencia playing even with the bag, and there were 2 outs. There are 2 outs, and yet the curveball, and you're right, just past him. And Valencia, look where he's playing. Even with the bag, off the bag a little bit, and I don't know if the runner at second base, if a hitter would attempt a bunt, the runner in scoring position with 2 outs, but Giovitella able to just rake it past him, and very quickly second and third. And this is a big at bat now with Ibar, who's always aggressive.
He didn't hit it real hard. No. It just rolled right down the line inside the bag. Fastball is high to Eric Ibar. So 4 hits in the inning and a couple of runs scored.
It's amazing. 1 2-out RBI hit kind of opens up a big inning. Hayes with 2 outs, and then Freeze with a 2-1 count, get in the breaking ball.
Off the netting in those low sweeps right behind home plate. And boy, did that go through?
No, I think because it did last night, it hit the screen. They had people.
Oh, there's some beverages right on there.
And food on the edge, and whenever it hits the screen, it just puts it right into their seats. It did it last night with a beverage. Now, I'd say it's a pretty good idea to set it on the ground.
Padres fan.
It's a put it up there again. That's good. Put it up there again so a ball will hit it and you get sprayed again.
So 2-1 the count. They're getting themselves together down here. Ibar, a strikeout and a ground out so far. And that one misses, and now it's 3-1.
I'm trying to pitch Ibar away, but that's the way he likes to hit. It's not going to pull too much. He'll just slap the ball to the opposite field, and right now trying to get a hit with a couple of runners on base.
And that one is ripped into the right field corner, and that's going to clear him. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Ibar rounds the bag at second. He's going to have a stand-up triple, 6-0 Angels.
That's called falling behind, throwing a fastball, and he's all over it. And that's what Ibar will do, is this. He'll look for a fastball, especially when he's headed in the count. And he'll load up a little bit earlier, not just try to hit the ball to the opposite field. And Josh Reddick. Watch him play the carom off the wall, and that's why Ibar saw it. And the ball getting underneath the padding slowed it down a little bit, but Ibar with a very quick swing. He's thinking two, but watch as he gets there. He sees the ball under the pad, and that's an easy triple for him.
So RBIs 40 and 41, and the elusive third out has been the problem for Chris Bassitt tonight. All 6 runs have scored with 2 outs. So we are going to get a pitching change here in the 4th inning. So Bassitt knocked out here in the 4th. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Early with 2016 priority seating. Choose your exact seating location for next season. The A's offer a variety of full and partial season plans that qualify for great benefits, including half-price parking, flexible ticket exchange program, and more. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit athletics.com/2016.
So Chris Bassitt just could not get out of the 4th inning. There was a runner at third and 2 outs in 4 consecutive hits, produced 4 runs. So 3 2/3 innings for Bassitt in 79 pitches. So he's given up 6 so far, with Ibar his responsibility. So Pat Venditti comes in. 1 and 2 with a 4.81 ERA.
And one thing the Angels can say, they got 6 runs off of Chris Bassitt, all with 2 outs, and that's what makes it tough on a pitcher. Like you say, the elusive third out, and couldn't get it in the 1st inning without 2 runs scoring. In this inning, he had a single. Pujols walked to second, and then a ground out and a strikeout, and then here come the 4 consecutive hits.
And now Calhoun steps in. He is grounded out and struck out. And Venditti gets a swinging strike 0-1. So 3 singles, a double, and a triple so far in this inning. It's low, 2-1. Venditti just staying with that slider.
Well, the one fastball inside and then the slider. 6 finger, 2 thumb glove. And then he just drops down. Stick a fastball in occasionally, which is about 84, 85, and it would be sneaky in. Hitters just sit on the slider, tried to, and it's just a matter of where he throws it.
Throws it again. This one outside, full count.
You know, if he threw it at the hitter, you just hope it'd be a sweeping breaking ball and then swing and miss, or flinch and not swing at all. But he tries to start in the middle of the plate, tries to get the swing and misses.
And that one stayed on the inner half of the plate. There's 6 runs and 8 hits for the Angels. No runs and just 1 hit for the A's so far. Left side, Valencia has it across the diamond side, retired. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Angels. So we're going to the 5th inning from Anaheim. It's now the Angels 6 and the A's nothing. And 7, that's Billy Butler, and it was his major league debut versus the Angels in Kansas City. He gets a hit in his first at bat off Bartolo Colon. That was May 1st, 2007. First major league hit for Billy Butler. Now Billy Butler with the green and gold.
Doesn't look much different, huh? Just a different number. It was 21 to 16.
Butler, Laurie, and Muncy facing Nick Tropiano, who's a big story right now. He has 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. His previous high in strikeouts this year, 5, and that is what he has done in the 2 starts versus the A's.
Well, he had 5 strikeouts against the A's on the 23rd of April.
Butler is retired by David Freese. So 1 out here in the 5th inning.
The Wizard also gave us a note tonight. Nolan Arenado and Carlos Gonzalez.
Okay, Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, the first 2 in Major League Baseball, 40 home run seasons. 2006 was the last time it happened. Jermaine died, Jim Thome for the White Sox in 06. Carlos Gonzalez, Nolan Arenado. Cargo hit his 40th tonight for the Rockies. Pujols 2 away from joining Mike Trout. He's got 38.
Arenado, he could be the National League MVP. I know that sounds crazy, but his year is probably as good as Bryce Harper's. There's something completely ridiculous going on in right field, right?
It's called the Beach Ball.
Yeah, but there's been 5 of them that have all been thrown out there in the last 30 seconds. And that's what the holdup is.
Just what if those fans bring those pumps? Or they just blow them up? But we only see beach balls in Anaheim.
Laurie checks his swing. He did not go. That game is a final in Arlington, and the Rangers hung on to beat the Tigers 7-6. Chu hit his 21st home run, and Cole Hamels got his 12th win, even though he gave up 6 runs.
Is all that scoring in the first 4 innings?
Yeah, and then it shut down. But the Tigers in the top of the 9th inning against Tollison had runners at first and third with 1 out, and Rajai Davis bunted, and he bunted it into the air, and the first baseman caught it for the 2nd out, and then Ian Kinsler was robbed of a hit in right center, and that's how the game ended. Laurie strikes out. K number 9 for Tropiano.
Another hard breaking ball, and he is not only throwing the breaking ball hard and well, he's doing it with not a lot of pitches. 63 for him. Just 7 in this inning.
So 1-0 to Muncy. 1 walk, 9 strikeouts for Tropiano. So he pours that fastball in there at 91 miles an hour. The breaking pitch is his go-to pitch, though.
Yeah.
In fact, an interesting note from Brian the Wizard. All the swings and misses that the A's have made tonight have been on off-speed pitches. Not just strikeouts, but all the swings and misses.
Probably low 80s with the velocity, too, because the curveball, change up occasionally.
Missed outside, 2-2 the count. Setting up, down in the strike zone, and it was a little bit outside. Muncy hits it high into the upper deck. Astros have scored twice in the 5th to take the lead over the Mariners 3-2. That game now in the bottom of the 5th. And the Twins were rained out today. Driven to left center, and that's hit well. Trout's not going to be able to catch this one, and it is gone. So Max Muncy, his 3rd home run of the year to get the A's on the board.
A little surprised they were playing him to pull with a big shift to the right side, but definitely not going to catch that one. And his first major league home run to right center against Jeff Samardzija, but this one hit very hard to left center.
Around and the bricks out there, or the rocks, I should say. So Smolinski steps in. It's just the 2nd home run Tropiano has allowed this year.
But he missed on a 2-2 breaking ball and then came back and threw a fastball. And that fastball that Muncy did not miss, but have to wonder, score being 6-0 at the time when he hit it versus 2-0, would he have thrown the same fastball? That's at times when the score dictates the pitch selection.
Freeze grabs the line drive, side retired. So Max Muncy with a solo home run. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's now 6-1 Angels. So Muncy with the home run to get the A's on the scoreboard. 6-1, bottom of the 5th inning. Trout, Pujols, and Murphy. Venditti got Calhoun to end the 4th inning on in relief of Bassett. A little bit outside, not by much. So Chris Bassett ends up going 3 2/3, gives up 6 earned runs.
I think he would have been great for 5 innings tonight had he not had the trouble in just the 2 innings. He perhaps could have gone 5. Middle 2, 2nd and 3rd, he was great. Had a walk, then a double play, then retired 3 in a row in the 3rd.
High in the air, shallow left toward the line is Smolinski. And he's got it, so Trout is retired. So 1 away for Pujols, who's had a big night. Pujols tonight doubled in a run in the 1st and scored, and singled in the 4th and scored. So his RBI in the 1st inning, 91st of the year. Last year, Ray, the Angels, of course, had a terrific regular season. They won 98 games. They won the West by 10 games. So they were, last year at this time, they were sitting back and figuring out their rotation and who was going to pitch in the postseason. Pujols, right center, has a hit. But then they got knocked out by the Royals in the division series 3-0. This year they're going to have to fight right down to the end just to get into the postseason.
And it might make them better. And Mike Scioscia can look back to his only world championship with the Angels, and they were the wild card winner. At that time, only one wild card. This year they'd have to win. You know, at one time it was winning 11 of possible. Is it 19? Now 12. If you win the wild card game.
The AL West titles since the 2000 season. A's and the Angels have won it 6 times. Rangers twice, Mariners once. The A's did it in 2013. Angels won it last year. Little pop up toward Valencia. And Valencia grabs it, 2 away. Before last year, the Angels surprisingly went 4 straight years without making the postseason, and that did not make anybody around here very happy.
Especially Albert Pujols.
Including Albert Pujols and the owner. Of course, if you got a $240 million contract, you probably feel like you are part owner. But that's beside the point.
That's right. But I think when Albert signed, Art Moreno said thank you to their local TV provider for the nice contract, allow him to have the kind of money to sign Albert Pujols. I think Albert, kind of the last minute thing by Art Moreno, the owner, to step in and offer Albert the kind of contract he did. Which many say that the back end when he's 40 plus, but they're trying to get him to win now.
Pujols is in year 4 of that 10-year deal. One and 2 to C.J. Cron, who has popped the short and struck out. Yeah, the Angels had the best record in all of baseball last year, 98-64. But then they were just shut down by the Kansas City Royals.
And as we talked in our open about a team that gets hot can go through postseason. Well, Royals were exactly that. After winning the wild card play-in, they got hot, winning that in extra innings, and then just went right through the Division League Championship.
Angels scored a total of 6 runs in that division series against Kansas City. Pitch is outside, and it's a walk, 2 on, 2 out.
Again, the elusive 3rd out in the inning.
It's been an issue tonight. So David Freese steps in. He has walked and he has singled in a run and scored. And Diddy drops that slider in there for a strike. Astros have added another run in the top of the 6th, so they now lead 4-2. On 2. Dodgers are leading the Giants 2-0 in the 5th inning with Kershaw on the mound. So 2-0 with Kershaw on the mound is really like 6-0 with somebody else on the mound. So Dodgers have a chance to celebrate tonight.
Is that Madison Bumgarner, right?
Yeah.
They're head-to-head again.
Bumgarner and Kershaw. Dodgers struggling some, but still, if you have to win just 1 game, they still send Kershaw out there, and you're doing just fine.
They might be just happy to try to win 1 game in San Francisco, something they've not done all season.
That's right.
Surprisingly, but especially with those 2 pitches, Greinke last night, Kershaw tonight.
Well, if the only one you win is the one you clinch, then
yeah,
that's okay.
That's right. Like the A's in 2012, one day in first place.
Base hit right field. And they're going to wave Pujols. Here comes Reddick's throw to the plate. And it's late. And Pujols comes in to score. Another 2-out RBI hit by the Angels. 7-1.
A lot of hitters can learn about the art of hitting from David Freese. 2-strike, curveball up the middle for a base hit with 2 outs, and this 2-strike pitch again, opposite field. Look at the hole on the right side. Got a Mack truck through there. And Albert Pujols with 2 outs on the move immediately, and able to make it. And that's the beauty of having 2 outs and be able to get that 2-out hit, because a runner at second base, one who is not blessed with a lot of speed, and Albert Pujols can score easily.
So Pujols has scored 3 runs tonight. So the runners at the corners as Cron was able to go first to third. RJ Alvarez starts to throw. So an interesting note today, Ray, and it's in the A's notes. On August 13th, which is really not that long ago, the A's had a team ERA of 3.47, first in the American League. Now, if you're first in the American League in any team category on August 13th, that's pretty good.
And now?
And now the A's are 11th in the league in team ERA at 4.11, and that, I mean, that's hard to do.
Well, I mean, you take every starter out of the rotation. Sonny Gray's pitched a couple of times, but the entire starting rotation on the disabled list. Sonny's finished for the year. And you look at the number of runs the starters alone have given up in the month of September. A lot of runs.
Yeah, it's too bad. Simeon is under it. He grabs it side, retired. So another run on a couple hits and a walk. So we're on to the 6th inning. And it is 7-1, the Angels lead. Here's our true story brought to you by McDonald's. Most multi-hit games by a rookie for the Athletics. Billy Burns has 46 multi-hit games, trailing Brent Gates and Terrence Long.
Billy, don't lose that number.
Billy,
that's pretty good.
Don't lose that number.
Who sang that?
It was a Genesis Phil Collins song.
thought it was Ricky. Don't lose that
Ricky? I believe it was just a Phil Collins song.
Billy, don't lose that number. That's a good.
Those little tidbits brought to you by Josh Hood, our fine graphics operator. Each and every game, he's
Hitting
behind
away.
the keyboard.
Yeah, he is behind the keyboard, hitting away.
Does a terrific job. Works very hard, and we appreciate it. So 1-2 the count to Billy Burns. He was grounded out and struck out. Tropiano with 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. That's one of the big stories. That and 2 out hits. All 7 of the Angels' runs have come with 2 outs. That one popped up just below us. Simeon to follow, and then Reddick here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch number 79 coming up. Here it is, and it's outside with an off-speed pitch. So full count. 31 balls, 48 strikes for Tropiano. And a changeup, and Burns swings and misses.
Wow.
10 strikeouts.
That's pretty impressive, especially with a 3-2 count and a 6-run lead. And you'd have to be thinking as a hitter, here comes a fastball, and he pulled the string on it. And not only did that, he threw for a strike. A foul tip into Perez's glove.
First pitch is a fastball, strike down around the knee. Simeon has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. I think Tropiano's an example of being able to throw your breaking ball at any point in the count and throw it near the strike zone. And there it was. Just off the plate enough, but with 2 strikes, you get a guy to chase a little bit.
Well, he did that Simeon and Valencia in the first inning. Similar breaking pitches way off the plate. Just enough to tease, and that's when a hitter has to recognize the spin. You see the spin on this breaking ball, see that point, and you see the release point and where it's thrown initially. Figure there's no way it's going to stay in the strike zone unless it backs up, and that kind of slider is not going to do it.
So 2 away for Reddick, and Reddick lifts one high and foul down the right field line. Reddick, a double in the first, a strikeout in the 4th. I got too much red on my card, Ray.
Yes, you do.
My strikeouts are marked with a red marker, and it's just too many.
Gets another strike, you're going to put another one down there.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop doing it, but.
Well, Tropiano's doing exactly what a pitcher should do with a lead. He got it in the first inning, and it gets increased with each inning, and every time, of course, the A's scored 1 run and came back. The Angels scored another one themselves with 2 outs. All 7 runs with 2 outs against the A's pitchers tonight.
Reddick digging in, down 0-2 in the count, and that one well inside. Perez tried to block it, couldn't do it. So I think he's given a little break here by Tripp Gibson. Hit toward left. Right at Murphy. And that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down inning for Tropiano with 2 strikeouts. 7-1 Angels.
Wide. It's been first inning, a double by Albert Pujols, high fastball down the right field line. That was scored Mike Trout, who had also doubled. David Murphy, a base hit through the vacated left side of the infield. That would be a 2-0 game. Eric Ibar with a big hit. This would clear the bases. 2 runs, a 2-run triple down the right field line. But the story of the night has been Tropiano, the pitcher for the Angels. He has struck out. He's thrown all of his pitches. 11 strikeouts for Tropiano. As we've completed 6 innings here, the A's with just 1 run, a Max Muncy home run on 2 hits, 7-10-0 for the Angels. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PICK. AT&T, mobilizing your world.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts, as RJ Alvarez takes over here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So an inning and a third for Pat Venditti. And for Alvarez, 21st appearance. So Venditti goes an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 run, a walk, no strikeouts.
And he contributed to the 2-out RBIs by the Angels tonight. Those are games that a manager, hitting coach, everybody really likes. Get the hits with the 2 outs and look at all the runs, and they've scored with 2 outs. Those hits with runners in score position, average goes up very high.
High pop up on the right side of the diamond. And Laurie grabs it, so Giavotella is out. 1 away. And now top of the order, Eric Ibar, who tripled in 2 runs in the 4th inning. So now 41 RBIs for Eric Ibar. Always seems to be tough on the A's. First pitch is low. Robinson Cano just hit a 2-run homer for the Mariners. And that has tied that game with the Astros up at 4-4 in the 6th inning. And that makes the Angels happy.
Yep.
If the Angels win and the Astros lose, the Angels would be the 2nd wild card team. So they're probably keeping one eyeball on that score.
They're also probably going to congratulate the new general manager, former Angels
that's right.
general manager Jerry DiPoto, who was announced today as the new general manager of the Seattle Mariners. He resigned his post here as a general manager. You know, the Angels, Bill Sullivan, the acting general manager, a former president and general manager of the Angels.
And I'm sure we'll talk some about it this weekend, but it's interesting, the Mariners, you can talk to 10 baseball people who see the Mariners, and 5 will say they're close.
Yeah.
And the other 5 will say they're not close.
Exactly.
And when I say close, I mean close to being a really good team. Muncy knocks it down, hustles after it, he'll take it himself, dives to the bag, and he got it. Stay with it, Max Muncy, and he did.
Stay with it, stick the glove out, and don't put your hand over the bag where Ibar can step on it, but he knocked it down. Panic, I'm sure, set in. No chance for Alvarez to get over, so the ball tripled in the foul territory, but diving back to the edge of the bag, and Ibar, that's a smart play on Ibar, going to the inside so he's not stepping all over Muncy, who was just reaching back to the bag after putting the ball in his glove. Ibar, right foot out of the way, and no serious injury. Great play by Muncy, who is homered tonight. Cap, I would thought one of the things that Jerry DiPoto said, and of course they talked about the stadium, and again a stadium that we know is quite large as far as a pitcher's park. I just wonder if they'll start moving some fences in even more.
Maybe.
Because he said they play well on the road, not as well as home.
And they're a home run hitting team.
Oh, yeah. You just have to wonder if they'll try to do some things to that stadium.
So Calhoun gets his first hit. He's 1 for 4. That's 11 hits now for the Angels. Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
They did move them in from the left center field area.
But I would say it's still a big park.
Exactly, especially the right field.
So we'll be at Safeco this weekend. Supposed to be nice during the day and cool at night, which is exactly what you would expect in Seattle this time of year. Trout 1 for 3 with a double. It was in the first inning. He scored. One and one the count.
Well, the first inning for Chris Bassett was a tough one. Kind of set the stage for what would turn out to be a game in which he was great second and third inning. First inning gave up 2, but if it got through the first inning, he might have been able to go 5, maybe 6 without giving up a run. Every start for him, a learning experience. Every start for really all the pitchers for the A's. A lot of young pitchers up now, young players. Got a old home week for Steve Scarsone, the AAA manager. He had most of these guys with him at Nashville.
Three and one to Trout. Fastball there at 95 miles an hour. So this is interesting, right? 3-2. Trout's the hitter. If you're Alvarez,
let it go.
I agree.
And he just threw one by him 3-1 when he's looking fastball.
Yep.
He's not good. It shouldn't be that much better 3-2 if he gets the same pitch.
Runner goes, and it was another good fastball. And Trout just got a piece of it.
Remember, Alvarez was an Angel. Remember the Angels for a while? This foul ball off the mask of Stephen Vogt, fouled straight back. And Stephen, I probably think, couldn't be happier to have the ball hit off his mask. That the ball went up off his mask instead of down.
That's right, Alvarez, part of the Houston Street trade. Going from the Angels to the Padres when Street came here. And then, of course, Alvarez moving to the A's. And a 3-2 slider, and he missed. bring up Albert Pujols, who has made Major League history. 35 home runs in each of his first 15 seasons. Those are the guys who have done that. Mike Schmidt. Yeah. Willie Mays.
It's about 1,150 home runs combined. 660 and 500 plus for Michael Jack Schmidt.
Albert's had a good night. 2 singles, a double. He has scored 3 runs and knocked in 1. First pitch, slider away. So Calhoun at second, Trout at first. Fastball is hit into the upper deck. Pujols 558 career home runs. He's been tough on the A's this year. He's got 21 hits against the A's this year. 5 of them home runs.
And not one home run has been a cheapie. They've been bullets. That's as strong as he is. And he gets a bad hit through the zone and just wonder, probably will never end throughout his career, even at the back end of his 10-year contract.
Outside. Don't forget about RBIs. He's 26th on the all-time RBI list, but very close to Ripken, very close to Jim Thome, and he's actually close to all those guys.
When you're averaging 90 for 14 and 15 seasons, they add up quickly.
So 3-1 the count.
And there are 2 outs in this inning. There are, again, 2 outs. 2 outs and a single and a walk on a 3-2 slider. If he throws him a fastball here, oof. Which he probably will. He threw one by Trout, 3-1.
And he got one, and Albert put a good swing on it. Fouls it straight back to the screen.
Well, there it is, straight back, and that means a great swing, just missed it. But timing right there.
So the runners will take off on the pitch from Alvarez. Left field, broken bat. Smolinski's there, side retired. So a couple of runners stranded, and we're going to the 7th inning. It's 7-1. Angels lead the A's.
Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Domino's.com, now hiring baseball fans at jobs.domino's.com. So it's the Angels 7 and the A's 1. Top of the 7th inning from the Big A in Anaheim. Looks a little bit different than when my partner Ray Fosse played here. You could see everything out in the outfield, right?
Yeah, I can see the Big A.
That's right.
It's center field.
The Big A was out there. Yeah. 11 strikeouts for Trippiano. Top strikeout games for the Angels this year is Garrett Richards has struck out 11 twice in a game, and Trippiano with 11 tonight. You expect it from Garrett Richards, but I would not say Trippiano is a strikeout guy, but he has been tonight. Fastball outside. Valencia, cleanup hitter, has struck out and he has walked.
And by the way, Garrett Richards is pitching tomorrow after
yes, he is.
The strikeouts tonight.
And he's pretty good, Garrett Richards.
C.J. Wilson, he's finished.
Yep.
Disappointing Angels career for him.
Hit hard to Ibar, who juggles, throws in time, 1 out. Also remember Tyler Skaggs, pretty good young left-hander, had Tommy John surgery last year, and he has not been in the mix this year, although they expect next year he'll be back. But that's a pretty good young left-hander. Cam Bedrosian, who pitched well last night, gets up.
Well, I think the old saying about you never have enough starting pitching, I think it's been proven this year with several clubs. He's, of course, lost pretty much an entire starting staff to the disabled list. But it just means they're going to get better. Bit of experience this year for Houghton and Graveman. They'll be back in rotation. It's going to be a huge plus for the A's.
One and one to Stephen Vogt, who has struck out and grounded out. Since getting back in the lineup after missing the 12 games with the injury, Stephen Vogt, not surprisingly, has struggled. He's 2 for 23. He was out for a couple of weeks. Giovatella has it. Crone hustles back to cover first, 2 away.
That's a good point. It just proves that you get this time of the year and you miss an extended period of time and you get back in the lineup. You're facing pitchers who have made 28, 30 starts, and while they may be tiring a little bit, they're still pretty good pitchers. And especially Nick Tropiano, who's making his 7th spot start.
Yeah.
Spot start against the A's every time.
He wouldn't be spot starting.
Right. Those numbers would be in the regular rotation. All right. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, he's pitching the 7th inning. Gave up no runs in 6+ innings, and his start back in April.
That was pitch number 100, so probably be his last inning. But obviously he has not had a high stress inning. Good pitch there, changeup. Brought it back to catch the outside corner, 1-2.
And you know he knows he has 11.
Sure.
And you know he knows he wants 12. And he may try to get it right here.
And the curve stays high. Butler struck out in the 2nd and grounded out in the 5th.
As Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia, two guys leading the pack with regard to making changes, probably want him to finish the 7 innings.
And a line drive and a base hit to right field. So he went with a fastball, and Butler went the other way.
Yeah, Scioscia's not going to let him finish. He's going to take him out. So the pitch count got him.
So it ends up being 6 2/3 innings of work for Nick Tropiano, and he was terrific. So he'll get a big ovation, and that is very well deserved. 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Strikeouts, Ray, and every one of his strikeouts swinging off-speed pitches.
There's 3 consecutive breaking pitches there, and there's another curveball to Billy Butler. Max Muncy, change up inside corner. Check swing on a fastball, maybe change up a little bit away. That's called dealing right there.
Yes, it is.
Breaking ball. That was the teaser right there, and started 3 times for Marcus Semien, striking out on the breaking pitches away from him. Just 3 hits, double in the first, home run in the 5th, and a single here in the 7th.
So Bedrosian comes in, and he'll face Laurie. 2 outs, runner aboard. And the first pitch is driven down the right field line, but it's going to slice into the seats just fine. Bedrosian pitched an inning last night through 19 pitches. He gave up a hit, but he struck out 3. 103 pitches for Tropiano. So at this point in the season, with less than a week left, and the Angels starting rotation a little bit banged up, they have to be just absolutely thrilled with what they got from Tropiano.
Right, especially the circumstances, and seeing the scoreboard, seeing the Rangers won, seeing the Astros tied in Seattle. They're in the same time zone.
That game 4-4, bottom of the 7th in Seattle. One or 2 to Laurie, who has hit a fly ball to left field, and he has struck out swinging. Popped above our heads. Dodgers have busted it open in San Francisco. 5-0 now in the 8th inning. So Dodgers getting ready to celebrate their third consecutive National League Western Division title. What the Dodgers need more than anything else is to do something in the postseason, which they have not been able to do.
Yeah, especially with tonight's starting pitcher.
Yep.
Kershaw's paid a lot of money, but it seems to be just for regular season. He's not really performed that well in postseason, at least up to this year.
Tap slowly, and it's going to be a hit for Laurie, showing that great speed down the line. Not a lot Freese could do about it.
You know, there's some guys that smell a hit and run hard. Laurie runs hard all the time.
Every time.
You know, whether it's smelling a hit or just running hard on a routine ground ball. This one he topped out of the box quickly and really showing his speed. And I've mentioned the name Ed Lynch, who is a Toronto Blue Jays scout. And he talked about Brett Laurie, and of course, the Trey Donaldson going to Toronto. And Ed Lynch just talked about him and his hustle. Another way Ed Lynch says, I can't believe I'm still following the Angels. They've won 6 in a row. And of course, all the scouts for various teams are going to postseason. They have scouts out scouting teams, and of course the Angels are being scouted because they are trying to go to postseason, which means somebody's going to play them.
Yep.
Give scouts a lot of credit because they go out on the road. They're on the road a long time.
One and one to Muncy, who homered in the 5th, homered to left center. His 3rd home run of the year. Muncy also struck out. That was in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Put Bedrosian ahead in the count 1-2. And he got him. So Muncy strikes out, and the A's strand a couple of runners. So we have reached the 7th inning stretch from the Big A. 7-1 Angels lead. Photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to CSNCA Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Danny Gomez sent this photo in, and he's with Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson.
Is that a selfie?
Kind of looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, yeah. Selfie with Ricky Henderson. Hit hard under the glove of Muncy, and Murphy's got a hit, so he's 2 for 4. Dallas Braden working right next door, so it's always great to see Dallas looking dapper in his vest. Very chatty, as you can tell.
Dave O'Brien to our right, and Aaron Boone to our left. Dave O'Brien taking over the big TV in Boston.
Sounds like it.
Out of Cello, who abruptly removed from the telecast, but Dallas Braden, the perfect game, and we'll always remember that on Mother's Day in 2010. Remember also his grandmother Peggy Lindsay, who brought his eclairs all the time.
Yeah, haven't seen one since. And there's been some times where I could use one. Cron hitting for the 4th time. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. So Cowgill, the pinch runner. So Murphy goes 2 for 4, and then he is done for the night. Cron with that slightly open stance.
Well, Mike Scioscia knows that this week is very important for his ball club, as the A's have found out in the first 2 games, but he also knows that he's going to play his lineup, but he's got an abundance of players on the bench that he can do exactly this. He can pinch run Colin Cowgill, who is a very good defensive player.
Simeon throws to first, and they got it. So 1 out, and Cowgill goes to second. Well, we love watching it. It's fun.
It's a highlight, wasn't it? Gabe Kapler, ground ball to the rookie Cliff Pennington, and Derek Barton at first. Dallas Braden. A perfecto on Mother's Day in 2010. Peggy Lindsay, his grandmother. And what a story it was and will always be. And there he is. A little bit more of a beard than he had then, just a goatee, but
Valencia scoops it, takes a look at Cowgill, and freezes out 2 away.
Dallas Braden's final game was against the Tigers at the Coliseum. Shoulder was so bad. He threw changeup after changeup and ended up getting the win, and that's pretty much it. He's doing a good job in network. Very personal young man. Sully's with him, huh?
Yep, Tim Sullivan is.
That? Big man. He said Dallas Braden adds a lot of life to their group, and I can see why. You know,
yeah, that doesn't surprise us very much.
Sully, good to see him as always.
Dallas Braden had a lot of things going on in his shoulder, don't you?
Oh, goodness. Can't even imagine.
Just never quite could get it fixed, get it right.
But he can make the most out of the changeup, and basically he was able to throw changeups in with his delivery. Fernando Abad, first thing the A's, just had Matt Latos in the Angels bullpen. Thank you, JR. I always like to think of the flat-billed cap that Jack, your son, wears. You know how he can't think about bending the cap.
Oh, no.
Dallas Braden did that.
Yes, he did. So Alvarez goes 2 innings, does not give up a run, and we're going to the 8th. 7-1, Angels lead.
is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
So 7-1, Angels lead the A's. It's the top of the 8th inning. Remember we were talking about Dallas Braden and the perfect game now. Check out this footage. Now this is Dallas Braden going out for the top of the 9th inning, okay? That day, look who the catcher is warming him up.
You don't recognize him because he's clean shaven.
It's Josh Donaldson. Is that unbelievable?
That's a catcher. He was a catcher when he came over to the A's, became a great third baseman, and we may be seeing the MVP warming up Dallas Braden, 9th inning of his perfect game.
Josh Donaldson. He's come a long way.
Oh, hasn't he?
He has come a long, long way. 2010. That's funny. New pitcher is Matt Latos. Just signed by the Angels. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up. Your oil change, tune up, and repair experts. Went from the Marlins to the Dodgers this year. And not a good year, 4-10. But there was a time when he was a very, very good pitcher, but the last couple of years he struggled. Injuries. So Cowgill stays in the game after pinch running. And the new third baseman is Caleb Coward. There's a liner foul. Latos started with the Padres. A couple good years there, and then a big trade to Cincinnati. And then he was traded to the Marlins. And now with the Angels after a short stint with the Dodgers. Seems to sort of wear out his welcome.
Seems.
I don't know how else to really say that, right? Did that come out right?
I think it's came out perfect.
Think it's accurate?
I think it's perfect.
It's sort of the word on the street. 2-2 pitch, and Smolinski swings through it. So one out here in the top of the 8th. 13th time an A's hitter has struck out tonight.
Latos getting the strikeout on a pitch away and pitching like a guy at started the season, making 9.4.
0.4 mil you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Just happy to put on a major league uniform in the final week of the regular season.
I don't think he's going to make 9 mil next year.
No. And that's just 1 year. You know, so.
But he's still a young guy with good stuff. Something's a little off. Statistically, the numbers are not there.
At one time, I thought Major League Baseball required that certain pitchers wear sleeves if there are certain drawings on their arms.
Got some drawings.
Yeah, and I think that seemed like that was a rule at one time, and obviously a lot of rules have changed. And what hitters at times will do, depending on pitcher's makeup, they will say, well, it's distracting me. I can't see the ball out of his hand properly. And, that's sure there's some requirements. I mean, you may just stand at the plate and say, let's just try to figure that stuff out.
And then you're distracted.
Yeah, you're distracted. Exactly.
So 2-2 the count to Burns, who is grounded out and struck out twice. Perez sets up inside, and the pitch is tapped to the right side, and Burns slips out of the box, so he's going to be retired. Latos covers.
Oh, the guy slips, and Billy Burns had a little hamstring issues, so it's like it was just more of slipping and not bothered by the hamstring. Right there, the right foot kind of lost it a little bit. And at that point, Leto's covering first quickly. He's barely out of the box. And
so 2 away.
It looks like he's wearing a little bit of a high top. And I know Joe Smith, who sprained his left ankle, started wearing high top shoes to get a bit of extra support on the ankles.
Under the glove of Giovitella, and it's a base hit for Semien. So Semien, after striking out his first 3 at bats, gets a hit. And if you've struck out 3 times, a good idea is to swing early in the count.
Yeah, especially.
And he did.
Northern California's valley fires have burned more than 140,000 acres, destroyed more than 800 homes. Help provide relief to victims who suffered significant losses by donating through the AIDS Community Fund at athletics.com/fire. Every dollar collected will be donated to disaster relief funds. Donate now at athletics.com/fire, F-I-R-E, and we hope you do.
So 2 outs, runner aboard for Reddick. And Reddick takes a little bit low. Remember the story about Latos in San Francisco with the baseball? When he's with the Padres taking batting practice, 5 o'clock, whatever. He's standing out in the outfield. He just picks up a ball and he throws it, just fires it over the left field bleachers, over the Coke bottle, into that parking lot. It breaks Dave Fleming's windshield.
Oh no!
So ask Dave Fleming about Matt Latos, a friend from the Giants broadcast. Oh boy! Just threw it over the bleachers for no reason. 7-1 as we go to bottom of the 8th. Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1-5-0 for the East, 7-12-0 for the Angels. Chris Bassett got knocked out in the 4th inning, gave up 6 earned runs. Muncy with a home run, solo shot. Nick Tropiano was terrific today as he had 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. 3 hits for Albert Pujols. 2 out hits, the story for the Angels offense tonight is they are cruising to their 7th consecutive victory. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts, as Cody Martin comes in here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So 2 innings for R.J. Alvarez. Gave up a couple of hits, no runs. So Martin will face Giovitella, Ibar, and Calhoun. First pitch to Giovitella in first strike. 1 for 3 tonight with the RBI double in the 4th inning. He also scored in that inning. Angels with 2 in the first, 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth for their 7 runs. Astros and the Mariners still tied 4-4, top of the 8th inning. The Astros and the Mariners will play again tomorrow, and then Houston will have an off day on Thursday and then be at Arizona this weekend. So Astros have an off day. The Angels and the Rangers will be playing each other on Thursday, as that's a 4-game series. So that's where the half game will be pushed aside. Base hit left field. Hit number 13 for the Angels.
Now, Texas got Houston starting today's play, 2 in the loss column, 1 in the win column. So that's the half there.
Yep.
2-strike pitch. Giovatella again finds a way to get the job done. And a big double back in the 4-run 4th inning.
So Featherston will pinch hit or pinch run for Giovatella. So Taylor Featherston. And Ibar hits for the 5th time. Ibar 1 for 4 with that 2-run triple in the 4th inning. Rips it foul, heads up in the seats. Field, trouble, and to the wall. And Featherston very fast. He rounds third, and he will come in to score, and it's 8-1. Ibar with an RBI double. Featherston knew off the crack of the bat that it was not going to be caught, so he was, as soon as he saw it, he was on the move.
That's a changeup that came back over the middle of the plate, and like the fastball that Ibar hit down in the corner, the changeup very similar. Although this one came back a little bit better, a little quicker to Reddick in right field.
So a 3 RBI night for Eric Ibar. He now has 42 runs batted in, and I think they may be going to get Ibar out of the game. Some moving around in that Angels dugout. So Ryan Jackson's going to pinch run, and Ibar will be finished for the evening, and he had a couple big hits.
Cheering down the first base line, right field line, is for a fan who looks like everything is okay, which we're very happy about that. I don't know if they were cheering Ryan Jackson coming in the game.
I don't think so. But the lady seems to be okay.
Yep.
And that's good.
She got a nice ovation after a foul ball that went into the stands off the bat of Ibar.
Here's Calhoun. Calhoun hits it right to Laurie. Scoops it up. And that's the first out here in the 8th inning. But over to third is Jackson. So, you know, it may not seem like a big deal. In this case, Ibar and Giovatella getting them off their feet for what's only 1 inning. But this time of year, I mean.
And this is where the extra roster spots and the extra position players, because normally you play with 3 or 4, and guys play 9 innings in the first 5 months. And clubs can afford it, want to bring up players to at least get to the 40-man roster. This is the type of game they can do that. And you're right. 1 inning makes a big difference. It is a 4 o'clock start tomorrow local time. in the series finale, that's the Angels' idea of a day game.
Yeah, what is it? Is it a day game? Is it
that's as late, evidently, as you can play a game.
dusk game?
It's supposed to be.
0-2 to Trout. He didn't like the call from Tripp Gibson.
I liked it. Dusk game.
It's a dusk game. Not dust.
Yeah.
Dusk.
Got to copyright that. Dusk game. USK game.
Reddick trots in. Jackson, the runner, at third, and Jackson's not going to test Reddick's arm. So Trout sort of had a free RBI there, couldn't get it done.
2016 ticket plans are on sale right now. Get on board early with 2016 priority seating and choose your exact seating location for next season. The A's offer a variety of full and partial season plans that qualify for great benefits, including half-price parking, flexible ticket exchange program, and more. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit athletics.com/2016.
A's will open at home against the Chicago White Sox.
Central in the interleague play. A's
That's
will
right.
be going to
National League
St. Louis.
Go to St. Louis, go to Milwaukee, go to Cincinnati.
And I was thinking about the great statue in St. Louis of Stan the Man Musial, that coiled stance of number 6. And that's why David Freese, I always think it's kind of interesting that he's wearing 6 here. He couldn't do it in St. Louis.
I think we should go out and take a picture of you standing right next to the Stan Musial statue. That's your guy.
Do you know that 1963 on this day was his last game?
Was it really?
Yeah. 1963, 52 years ago.
Huh.
And they only went 2 for 3.
Nah.
63, that's right, the Junior High School. They won it in 64. But that was my highlight, being able to go to St. Louis and watch Stan the Man Musial.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah, we're going to show it on the air. We usually surprise you with these pictures we have of you. We're going to tell you that. We're going to take a picture of you and Stan. We'll prepare you for that, as opposed to us dropping your high school graduation pictures on you.
Yeah, you ought to burn those.
No. They're too valuable.
Stan Musial had the same number of hits at home as he did on the road.
That's great.
That's amazing. And the fact that in his final game, he got 2. So he had to get those 2 to make it even.
Side retired, and another run for the Angels, and we're headed to the 9th inning. It's 8-1. Angels over the A's. October 10th, for the home opener against the Ducks. The home of the authentic Sharks fan is CSN California. So hockey's right around the corner.
So is October.
So is October. October 1st coming up. 8-1 Angels lead. It's the 9th inning. So Matt Latos will try to get the final 3 outs. Eric Sogard's going to hit here. Sogard hitting for Valencia. First pitch is a strike. Bunch of changes. Daniel Robertson now in the game in left field. Colin Cowgill goes to center. Calhoun stays in the game. He's in right. So 0-2 to Sogard. Featherston is the shortstop now. Pitch, here it is, and a nasty pitch there, and Sogard strikes out on 3 pitches. New second baseman is Ryan Jackson. And as far as we know, that's all the changes. So we got a pinch hitter, Brian Anderson. He's going to hit for Vogt. Anderson hits it hard right past Latos and into center field. So Anderson with a pinch hit single. That's 6 hits for the A's.
Like last night, going back up the middle, this one past Latos, just missed his glove as he reached for it. Brian Anderson actually good job in the 9th inning last night, leading off. The A's could not capitalize. No, actually he sacrificed Coco Crisp to second base. Good sacrifice bunt, and A's could not plate the go-ahead run. So Pridey is going to pinch hit.
Pridey hitting for Butler. First pitch is a strike. Butler went 1 for 3 while he was in the game. Lowry to follow here in the 9th. Little flare to the shortstop, and it's caught in the air by Featherston. Howard leaped up. He probably made that play even more difficult for Featherston, but he ended up catching it. 2 outs.
This is kind of an unusual play. Third baseman cuts in front, and shortstop right behind him, and nice backing up. And it's like the third baseman Howard went up, brought his hand down, and tried to avoid making contact with the baseball as the shortstop was there.
So 2 away. Anderson still at first, and here's Lowry. Lowry takes a fastball at 95, just off the plate.
Well,
Lowry 1 for 3.
Yeah, 95 is exactly what Mike Socha wanted to see, a healthy arm.
Yeah.
Throwing that way, and a
arm.
veteran in Latos.
1-1 the count.
The point about Latos, he knows that, as you said, maybe not the same kind of contract next year, but maybe looking for a home, and what he might be able to do this final week for the Angels could help him either with the Angels or another club.
Popped up, foul territory. Could be a play for Crone. He will have a play, and he makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So the Angels doing what they have to do. They stay hot. They win for the 7th consecutive game to get their 83rd win of the year. So they'll sit back and wait for the outcome of the Astros-Mariners game. Tonight it took 2 hours and 52 minutes. Paid attendance 33,400 70. So the final score in Game 2 of this series, it's the Angels 8 and the Athletics 1. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Post Game Live with Brody Brazil and Vic Roberts starts right now.